to Draw with me. I'm Danny Gregory, and every Thursday we get together and we draw something. We try to draw it reasonably well, but we don't always draw it terribly well. But as you could see, lots of people drew frogs incredibly well.
I mean, more people than we expected.
More people than we expected. That is JJ, who joins me here from the other side of the room. Where, yes, so there were lots and lots of incredible frogs. We drew those last week, and in celebration of National Frog Jumping Day.
Whatever that is.
You know, did you celebrate it?
No, did not.
There you go. Hey, check it out.
Hey, check this out.
Yeah.
Yep, new merch.
New merch. Yours is out of focus.
Oh, that's sad.
Take it back. Take it back to your face. Yes. Iced coffee season, so therefore I had to, re-engineer the serving utensils.
We also got this...
water bottle?
Yeah, new water bottle.
Yeah, so...
Good for going to the gym.
It's a little bit more chipper.
As if we ever do that.
If we do, we will be well hydrated and well branded at the same time. It will be more important than that. Yes, so it is very hot here in Phoenix. What is the temperature right now? It's 82, but what's it going to be?
Over 100. Let's just leave it there.
Over 100. Yeah, we live in a hellish inferno, but, we stay indoors. What else? We are recovering. Last night we went out to a music show, one of the first live music shows we've gone to in ages. And
we were awake until almost midnight.
We're old people.
I think we need to qualify any lackluster performance in today's session, because I will admit to you, we are tired.
We're tired. We're old. We were standing on our hind legs for 4 or 5 hours, surrounded by crowds of teenagers, because we were way too old to be there, but we liked the band, so that's why we went. And it was great, though. It was just so nice to be in a place where you can still catch COVID.
Live music. Live music.
But it was
There's nothing like it.
It was great. It was great to... JJ is your wife. She is? She used to be my girlfriend, but I made it legitimate. So yes, JJ is my wife. We are legally married, legally allowed to go to
get COVID together.
Hopefully we didn't. We'll see. The band we saw is called, it's not really a band, it's a single person called LP. Not to be confused with CD or 45.
She has the most awesome voice.
The most amazing.
The whole time we kept saying, why isn't she more famous than she is? She's a star. She's a star.
She is, so it was really fantastic.
It's like modern opera. Her voice is just so incredible.
Yeah, you should.
And she's tiny.
Check her out. LP, just 2 letters.
LP, check it out.
All right. Let's move on, because Positive Academy is getting pushy. Wants to know what we're going to be drawing today.
That is why people show up here.
True. So what we're going to be drawing today is going to be interesting. It's going to be exhilarating. It's going to be fantastic, and you're going to enjoy it. I would get out some drawing stuff, and get ready. Limber up. All right, so let's move on. I wanted to remind you to subscribe to this channel. Positive Academy. Have you positively subscribed yet? All of you, subscribe and like this video. It's all I ask. Let's do it. Okay. I forget what I was going to do here. Oh, yes, of course. I was going to talk about the Grey Book from Hahnemühle, because that is the platform for today's exercise. So the Grey Book is gray paper in a book. Different sizes. And if you're wondering, well, I wonder what that's going to be like, I'm going to show you. But also, I'm going to give you, how many are we giving away?
3. I just put it in the chat.
We're giving away 3 free The Grey Books from our friends Hahnemühle in Germany. Well, they're actually in America. And because they're in America, We can only give them to Americans. That's just the way they operate. No, we're sponsored by Hahnemühle USA, which means all you have to do to win one of these books, what would you know what the dimensions of them are?
I just posted it. 8 1/4 by 5 3/4.
8 and 3.
There are 40 sheets.
40 sheets. So
it's a lovely little book.
It's a slender book, so you don't get, you'll be able to dive in to drawing on toned paper. Have you ever done it? So we're going to be giving these away. All you have to do to get one is write to us at info@sketchbookschool.com and say, I want one. And here's my mailing address.
I mean, say better than I want one.
I was going to elaborate on that. I'm just laying out the groundwork I'm building my way up. So first, tell us why you want it. Why should you have this gray book? What are you going to do with it? What intrigues you about it? Tell us a bit. The more you entertain JJ, the more likely you are to win it, unfortunately. But it's a random drawing. Despite having said that, we randomly draw these, right?
For sure. And I pick new people every time. And we've been doing these giveaways for, consistently now for, I would say, a year. So a lot of people, in the chat, I bet you'll see a lot of people say, I got something awesome.
I know. That's so if you didn't win one, you can win one. Eventually, at some point, are we going to start allowing people who did win? Like, is there a moratorium?
I don't know. We still get a lot of fresh new people. I feel like we want to spread this love around.
Yeah, you people who are loyal to us.
Oh my goodness.
You wonderful people who are loyal to us and watch us on a regular basis, you've probably already won. So yes, so some folks are telling us how they've won, and that's great. All right. So we'll talk about that book in a minute. But first I want to talk about the exciting, this is a landmark day and week. It's a very important day and week, and let me explain why. So first of all, as you probably know, it's National Stationery Week. You're a fan of stationery, right? JJ?
I like a greeting card.
No, but you like a pen. Yeah. You like pens, and you like.
Yeah, I do.
We all do.
I like all that
right?
stuff.
We all like, pens.
I used to really like the stationery store, like Kate's Papery.
Right, you go into the stationery store. You can spend. The art supply store is great, but the stationery store is also really great. And that's what we're celebrating all week. Let me read you a bit about what it says that you're supposed to do on National Stationery Week. Stationery enthusiasts from across the globe are celebrating National Stationery Week by spreading the word about what the week is all about and how it should be celebrated. Okay. What is it about exactly? It's time to fill your pencil cases, sharpen those pencils, invest in a new notebook, and get ready to celebrate. Yeah.
Does anybody really care about Stationery Week?
Yes. A lot of people really care. You guys care, right?
Nobody cares.
Okay. All right. So it's moving on then. It is, in fact, National Stationery Week. It's also National Notebook Day. Now, I'm a big fan of the notebook. I like the sketchbook and hold it at the highest level of bookdom. But right below that is the notebook.
You have so many notebooks laying all around.
Well, you tend to call sketchbooks notebooks.
Here's Danny's notebook, highly confidential.
Wait, I have to show. Yeah, hold it. Show the cover again. Yeah, that's 742F. Please, I don't want to share. There's a lot of important information there.
Yeah.
All right, so it's National Notebook Day, and you should celebrate it. How do you celebrate National Notebook Day? Well, here's what National Notebook Day really is about. It's about journaling. It's been celebrated since 2016, so it's a fairly new holiday, the inauguration of Notebook Day, to speak to the world about the importance of journaling and what it can do to help us.
Okay, we agree with this.
Right?
Yeah, agreed.
So I think that's a good thing, and I think we should, notebooks, planners, bullet journals, all that stuff. Today's the day to celebrate it. Grab a notebook, bust it open, and start writing down your thoughts, your worries of the day, and put them into form that becomes manageable. So,
I find also if I write something with my hand, I remember it so much more than if I type it.
That's true.
So there's that.
Yeah, so we like National Notebook Day, but that's not really what we're here to celebrate. What we're here to celebrate today, boom, it's also National Accounting Day. Calm down, people. It's National Accounting Day, and let's get into it, because it's not only National Accounting Day, it's actually International Accounting Day. And, we're celebrating how important accounting is to businesses, what an incredible, exciting career it is to get into, all that stuff.
We have a lot of people come to sketchbook school after having been an accountant for their entire...
Good point.
Yeah. And then
but how do you feel about it? I mean, we know quite a lot of accountants, strangely.
I feel they are the best people.
I mean, accountants are, they're honest.
They keep our business alive.
They're fascinating.
They're fastidious.
They have an eye for figures. What else can we say about them? They make the world go round.
Yeah, we are.
Right? I mean, we'd be in prison. We'd be in prison if it wasn't for our accountants.
CPA.
And how would that be? I
would like to say also, just as a total sidebar.
Yeah.
After we talked the last time I was on about the mailbox, the PO box being full of cookies and cool zines.
It hasn't happened.
I went last week. There was one letter from the IRS. That was it. I was like expecting it to be like exploding with cookies. I was like,
that means that the IRS probably watches Draw With Me.
Thankfully,
thank you, IRS.
There was no money due, but it was like the IRS still has to correspond with you. They still have to pee on it. They've got to have the last word. They got to pee on it. Anyway, that was a sad trip.
Do you think the Postal Service told them about us?
Very sad trip to the post office.
Oh, by the way, I didn't mention this, but I'm going to say it again. When it comes to getting the Grey Book, you have to give us your mailing address. Don't just email us, because we don't know we can't email you the Grey Book. We can only go to the post office and mail it to you, and we do, and pick up whatever letters come from the IRS.
Oh, people are asking the PO box. I'm going to give it to them because they might be sending me zines or cookies or something that isn't super depressing. I was sad. I mean, I came to the PO box with too high expectation.
Put it in the chat and I'll add it to the screen.
I'm trying to find it quickly.
So we're not going to draw numbers now. We're going to draw something even more thrilling. I think thrilling, because I'm going to introduce you to a really fascinating person. And that person is, wait for it. Here we go. That person is...
Uh-oh.
Not Twiggy. Luca Pacioli. Does anybody out here not...
Leaf blowers? They are not...
Does not anybody here not know about Luca Pacioli? JJ, what do you think? What's your favorite thing about Luca Pacioli?
I mean, I'm a big fan of his time period.
Okay, so
Studied
Luca Pacioli...
in college. It was my major.
So Luca Pacioli, JJ was a big fan of the Renaissance and of the Middle Ages.
The Middle Ages.
Middle Ages. So
the Renaissance is
Luca Pacioli is
second.
He's definitely a Renaissance guy. Luca Pacioli. So Luca Pacioli is the father of modern accounting. He basically wrote the book on
double entry
accounting. But he's a really interesting guy. When I started digging into it, I was like, this guy is fascinating. So, first of all, he also wrote the first known book on card magic.
Which is amazing.
Card magic. He also wrote down a lot of the basic principles of mathematics for just the average person. And that's how he came to write the original book on accounting. But here's what's really interesting about him. You see the guy to the right of him? This guy he's not a former member of a 70s hair band.
I mean, the hair.
Right?
He's like Bob Ross.
But also the look, the kind of pursed lips, the whole thing. He's quite something. And he might be, nobody's quite sure, but he might be Albrecht Dürer. Right? You all know who Albrecht Dürer was, of course, a famous German painter and etcher and just an amazing all-around guy.
All-around good guy, yeah.
Albrecht Dürer was the guy. But who you can't see in this painting, but who's also a major character in the story, Leonardo Da Vinci.
It's
thought that Leonardo da Vinci may have had something to do with this particular painting.
And I believe it.
They're not sure, but one of the reasons that they think that is this. You see this kind of floating decahedron or whatever it's called. They're thinking that it looks like Da Vinci. It does look like Da Vinci painted that, right? It does, and so they think that Da Vinci, because if you look in the lower right-hand corner, that thing is much clumsier looking and less expertly done. But that floating glass ball. So the thought is, but they do know that Da Vinci and Luca were big pals. And in fact, Da Vinci illustrated Luca's books. Can you imagine having Leonardo da Vinci as your illustrator? That's happening. So yeah, so here's this guy. Turns out he's actually really fascinating. And the reason the Dürer was there to visit him, it came from Germany, was because Luca wrote down all the laws of perspective and explained in a book form the laws of perspective. So he's a pretty important guy all around. And actually, even though I was showing it to him even though I brought him up sort of randomly, it turns out he's actually pretty important. So, and guess what? We're going to draw him. Yeah, he's going to be our subject, Luca Pacioli, because his face is sort of interesting. He's wearing this hoodie. I'm not sure how we feel about the hoodie. I don't know if I want to deal with a hoodie, but I think I'm just going to focus on his face. And I have to say, the lack of eyebrows, again, feels like Da Vinci, like Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
No eyebrows, right?
I'm buying it.
You can sort of buy it. So I think we can do better than Da Vinci, let's be honest. But I'm digging the hairstyle. He was a friar. Not an air fryer, but Catholic friar. So that's presumably what the whole deal with the thing was. So, yeah. So I just think he's an interesting face. Let's try drawing him.
I think he's going to look nice in the Grey Book.
Yeah. So the Grey Book, what I like about the Grey Book is it provides a tone for you. So unlike, say, white paper, you already have your midtones there. You have your midtone provided for you. So you can use colored pencils, you can use fountain pens, you can use water-based markers, you can use fine liners to add the darker parts, right? But then we can also add in white. That is one of the things that I think is particularly fun and interesting.
Now, do you always start with the eye when you do a portrait?
I don't, but I was talking to my friend Frans van Stone, and was it France? No, it was Helen.
Helen's here.
Helen Leaf Thapard, who was talking about how Lapin had taught us to start with the eyes.
Yeah, because I feel like I don't usually see you do that.
I don't. It's true. And so I've been thinking about that all week, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to try starting with the eyes. Could be a disaster. We'll see.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. The eyes are,
The window of the soul?
Is it the window? Yeah, the window of the soul. Or the Windows 95 of the soul, depending on if you're an accountant and you're into Excel.
That's a terrible joke.
I know. I have to just change my lighting a bit here because it's reflecting. So yeah, I'm also drawing with pencil. So this is like a whole new...
Oh, so Helen says she always starts with the right eye. So you did manage to kind of take your own road.
No, that is his right eye.
Oh, good point.
It's Luca's right eye, so yeah. So yeah, I think he has an interesting face. Is this what's called a Roman nose? Even though he wasn't Roman, he was Florentine. Lived his whole life in Florence. But you think about something like Albrecht Dürer coming from Germany, hanging out with Da Vinci. First of all, it was a pretty major undertaking. Am I wrong? A major undertaking to travel from Germany to Florence in the Middle Ages?
For sure. Not many people did.
That was an arduous journey. What is it that you like about the Middle Ages?
Everything.
Okay, so can you narrow it down a bit?
I mean,
you studied it in college. That was your major, right?
Yeah, I like this. I like sort of the smallness of it. You know, the world was small, and there was a lot of mystery. There were things to, discover. But also, you had a day that was your routine. You know, a program, as you like to say. Didn't have massive amounts of excitement because you kind of
people didn't know about time.
Had it all carved out for you.
But people didn't have a sense of time. They didn't have in the Middle Ages. People they didn't have clocks.
Well, they did have a sense of the passing of time because they had festivals.
Yeah, but I'm saying in a given course of a day, it wasn't like, oh my God, I've got a meeting and I've got a Zoom meeting in 15 minutes. You know?
Well, we have read about people in the before electricity, right? So that's a great deal of history, but they would go to bed on the early side, wake up again, and then go do stuff. Like that was when you had your activities. That was when you go visit neighbors.
In the middle of the night, you mean?
That's when you would like make whoopee.
In the middle of the night.
And then you would have your second sleep so you would go to bed, like you'd do your work, you'd have your dinner, you'd go to bed, sleep a couple of hours, get up and like boogie oogie.
I do that now though.
I know.
You know why? Because I'm a Renaissance man.
There you go. But yeah, the whole thing like sleeping for 8 hours at a time, that's relatively recent.
So I'm when you do a drawing like this, there's always like these moments of fear, and this is one of them, is drawing when you skip to the mouth, and you think, okay, his mouth, like the eyes, really, again, crucial. The nose, have I made the nose the right length? I think I have. John Patton, a Middle Ages fan, excellent.
Are you going to measure? Are you doing any measuring?
I should be doing measuring. So I'm going to do some measuring here. I'm holding my pencil up to the screen where my picture is. And I'm measuring. Let me measure. What should I measure? I'm going to measure the length of his nose compared to the width of his eyes. Okay? So here, the length of his nose. Can't really see what I'm doing, but I'm holding the pencil up to the screen. And then I'm comparing that. So I hold it up to the nose. And then I check the length. Yeah, that's more or less correct, I think. So this distance from here to here about the same as his nose? It is.
You're really showing off your hairy wrist there.
I know. I'm letting the hair on my arms grow out.
You can braid it later.
Usually it's a winter thing, but so anyway, so that when you take that leap to the mouth, you can suddenly get really paranoid about it. He has a little tiny smile, doesn't he? A little smile. But then he has this sort of sagging side to his mouth too, as if he had a stroke.
Well, it's like one side is smiling, right?
Yeah, maybe that's his maybe sneering.
No. How could this guy sneer? He's full of happiness. Doing accounting all day long and magic tricks.
He was actually a math teacher. He started out by teaching, obviously, boys, because girls didn't go to school in those days. And then he started writing these math books. And it was kind of a big deal because he, unlike a lot of people in the clergy, he didn't start out by learning in Latin. He learned in, I guess, Italian, which you wouldn't think is such a big deal. I mean, Italian isn't that different from Latin, is it?
I think it is.
It is. Did you study Latin?
I did in high school, so I don't remember much of it.
All I remember from it is learning the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah, that was, they had an emphasis.
Well, the reason that we learned the Lord's Prayer was, I don't know why we did actually, because I didn't go to I went to a Quaker school. So my Latin teacher was certainly not, didn't have some other agenda. But I still know it. Pater noster qui es in caelis sanctificata nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua sicut in caelo et in terra, panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie et dimitte nobis debita nostris, ne nos inducas in tentationem, something like that.
Jeez.
I know.
Your brain is a scary place sometimes.
I don't know how correct that is. It's been 48 years since I learned it. But I don't think Latin's changed much in that time.
Just more people have forgotten it.
Right, so this is sort of, so I've added some tone, but I'm sort of treating this pencil, because again, I'm not that used to drawing with pencils. So I'm treating this pencil kind of more like a pen, in that I'm sort of doing cross-hatching. I'm not like using the side of my pencil to add tone. You could do that sort of, that kind of thing. But as you can see, I'm not interested in this hoodie. I'm not getting into that whole thing. I just want to focus on his face. So now what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out. This is one of my favorite things about gray is just do a bit of that. Just add in a little bit of white. And I've gone through periods where I just drew in gray, and it's really nice. I just drew on gray paper. And the thing is, you can also, colors look great on this. I'm just doing something all in tones, but colors look really great on gray paper as well. Let me show you this example. Here's an orange. I'll just make a little scratch on this paper. You see how bright that is? Looks good, doesn't it? I think that's much more impressive than it might be just on white paper. So yeah, I think that looks really good. Luca's not getting any color though.
I'm not sure why you chose to draw something monochromatic when
the
colored pencils look so good.
I know, and it's not even my reference is color.
You impress us with your Latin recall,
I know.
And then you common sense miss the mark.
I'm a deeply flawed person.
All right, well.
So. What do you think it'll be like next week when we have a cavalcade of medieval accountants appearing on the screen?
I think it's going to make a lot of people happy.
It's going to be pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah.
We're interviewing a new accountant because
that's right.
We moved from New York to Arizona, and it's time to
get somebody who knows what they're doing. Somebody who knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
Our previous accountant was just like, they'd probably do that in Arizona.
Our previous accountant was lovely. He was a gem.
Do you think he's watching today?
I think we should send him this as he doesn't yet know that he's been fired.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Is that Luca? Oh, my God. Yeah. Do you think that accountants have, posters of famous accountants? Hanging on their wall above their bed when they were teenagers? Like boy bands? Here it is. The Fed chairman. Here he is.
Some of this hatching you're doing is giving him a little Frankenstein moment, on the forehead.
Here's the thing about pencil: you can do this. No, this you mean?
Yeah. And the forehead.
Well, he does have this sort of little. If you look right above his eye.
Oh, that was nice. That
like that smudgy.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah. Looks like a mistake, actually, but yeah. Sorry, I keep moving because I get quite a lot of glare. The camera, unfortunately, is not getting glare, but I'm getting glare from this light. Let's turn it off a second, see what happens. That's not too bad. What do you think? You can still see it well, right? Now I can actually see what I'm doing. Oh, that's what he looks like.
He's kind of got the Dumb and Dumber hair.
Right. Exactly. You know what? Actually, I had this haircut because because my mother used to cut my hair.
You had this haircut plus like a mullet.
No, I didn't have a mullet. No.
It was just like sticking out in every direction.
There was that. But my mother would just kind of like smush my hair down and then take a pair of scissors and just like hack at it. And that was my, I don't know when that stopped exactly, but it went on until I was in high school, almost 13 or 14. Yeah. Went on for quite a while.
She wanted to make sure you didn't have any dates.
She wanted to save money. I don't know why she did it. She didn't cut her own hair.
Of course not.
Yeah. I was abused. I should try and dig up a photo of that period so you can see that I'm not making it up.
Yeah, bring it next week. It is always good for a laugh.
That's my life you're laughing at. And how about a little bit of white in some other places?
You're really not going to do the hoodie?
No. Absolutely not. Because Because then you have to get into the shading on the side. You see? You see how the hood kind of trails off into the darkness, which means I'd have to deal with the whole darkness. I'd have to deal with the darkness. And that's just too much. I just don't want to go there. I just like his face. He looks sort of like an old Italian woman. Twiggy is sleeping quite contentedly. You can hear her almost snoring. Twiggy had sort of a rough week. We had to take her to the emergency room at one point.
She's okay. She just has bad allergies.
That's what happens when you're a pug and you got a smushed in face.
But she ate something in the yard. We thought she swallowed a bee. Yeah. They never found a stinger.
It was scary. It's been a big week. We saw live music. We're going to see live music again.
We're going to go see live music on Friday. And then tonight we're going out to our favorite restaurant because it's our brother-in-law's birthday. Yeah. Presto Ricky.
Presto is... do you think he cares about his birthday?
I do.
Did we buy... We haven't bought him a present, really, though.
I did. I got him the coupon to buy Diamondbacks.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Do you think we should maybe give him some sketchbook school paraphernalia?
I mean...
Who doesn't want that?
We should give him the sketchbook school loves Taurus sticker.
Oh, that's true.
I sent out a bunch of Gemini stickers this week. It's about to be Gemini season. Hard to believe. This year is flying. Time is flying.
Yeah, when does it change? In 3 days?
Yeah, I think it's very soon. What's going on with my hair?
Yeah. I mean, do you think I could pass this off as like an original Da Vinci sketch that he did in order to do this drawing? Because I have to say, on the internet, I've not seen a lot of drawings of him, of Luca. Yeah, this could be a rare thing, and people could say, well, I mean, why else would anybody draw that unless it was to do a painting of him?
Are you going to put like some numbers and figures around? Are you just going to have this like disembodied head floating on the page?
Yeah, I'm thinking of like, if you think about like Anger, Anger, nope. Ingres. You don't know his drawings?
No.
He would draw into this drawing is starting to remind me of that. And I think it's perfectly okay to do a disembodied head.
I don't know. I'm not sure about it.
Like a death mask.
Well, Why is that
good? He is dead. He is dead. I haven't checked that.
Yes, we understand that. I don't know. I don't know.
Because because I'm afraid of the hood.
Why don't you give him
boys in the hood?
I mean, you can draw from your imagination.
I don't really have much of an imagination. Melissa Boswell wants astrology stickers. When's your birthday, Melissa? Johannes Kepler. Why is Connie bringing him up? Johannes Kepler.
Well, I think he's in the same category of brilliance.
Yeah, see, Jen Cahill knows about anger.
Jen Cahill is very smart.
You don't have to be, I mean, she may be, but you don't have to be that smart to know about anger.
But she also knew about LP and that she whistles.
Yes. God, that whistling was insane.
So good.
Insane. Aquarius. Melissa's Aquarius. Well, you'll have to wait until February to get something from us.
Or January.
So.
Oh, Twiggy has the hiccups.
So I think we are we're in pretty good shape on this guy.
I don't know.
You're troubled by the lack of the full head. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care what you think anymore.
Okay.
This is my domain. It's draw with me, not draw an entire head with me. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that. I think I'm going to stop. But why don't you draw for another minute or two? Because I want to see if I can find one thing to show you. I want to see if I can find one thing to show you. So, JJ, why don't you tell them about, do you want us to show Twiggy and see how she's doing?
Oh, she's the fur child that she is. She's climbing up on my shoulder to be held.
Yes. All right, well, I think I'm going to have to wait until next week to show you what I was going to show you. So I'll show it to you next week. We'll still be here. All right, I feel pretty good about that. I hope that you all enjoyed drawing Luca Pacioli, the modern, what is the father of modern accounting? Or probably of accounting altogether.
Yeah, he wrote this book and magic tricks.
And magic tricks and all kinds of mathematical principles. Friend of Leonardo da Vinci, not that kind of a friend. And friend of Albrecht Dürer, we think, maybe. But all around good guy. And I think it's kind of cool. You have an accountant who was hanging with the cool artists.
Well, art and science, you know.
That's true. But also art and accounting.
They just piggybacked off of each other. Every major scientific development discovery was sort of predicted by artists. And they kind of have the same idea at the same time.
I mean, Da Vinci was a big scientist, as we know.
Yeah.
Well, Melissa says she's celebrating Stationery by sending us and Twiggy a letter.
Aww.
That's nice. Did we ever put our post office box in here?
I did.
Because I'm going to put it on the screen because people who are watching the recording.
I'll cut and paste. Let me do this.
Yeah, just send it to me so I can put it on the screen. I think that'll be exciting.
Oh, I don't know what I did now.
If a broader audience can send us more stuff.
I mean, we got to balance out
all the snacks.
These tax letters. It's really...
We don't get that many tax. At least I don't.
Yeah, you.
I ignore them.
I shield you from these.
No, I'm not one of those people. I'm pretty responsible.
Well, we are. Hey, if you pay taxes, you're.
We live in Arizona where taxes are not really taken that seriously. But yeah, here we go. That's exciting. Here it is. Post office box 45365. Phoenix, Arizona 85064. Before midnight tonight. Operators are standing by to read your mail. Thank you. What do you think?
Yeah, good.
All right. Good. So let's just quickly wrap this up.
Finished kind of early today.
Why not? You know, in the old days, Draw With Me was like 10 minutes. It's been dragging out with all this extra business. Co-hosts and animals. So anyway, info@sketchbookschool.com. Get on it. Danny'sEssays.com, my weekly essay. And the launch of my new secondary essay, which is called Studio Notebook. You'll find out about that when you sign up.
Studio Notebook?
Yeah, and celebration of Notebook Day.
Is it Notebook Week?
Notebook Day. It's Notebook Day. It's Stationery Week. Notebook Day is a subset of Stationery Week. The Art for All podcast. We're getting ready to wind up this season. I'm going to announce that today. We have 2 or 3 more episodes, and then we're stopping for the season, taking the summer off.
Because JML is going to the Galapagos.
John Muir Laws is going to Africa.
As one will do.
And then he's going to the Galapagos. And so we're moving on to other stuff. I want to see your Fra Luca Pacioli's. So please share them on social media, Instagram, Facebook, or the schoolyard. But if you do it on Instagram or Facebook, please tag it, hashtag SBS, as in Sketchbook School, SBS Draw With Me. And we will add it to the beginning of next week's show, which will be extremely fun, extremely exciting.
Oh, Nina misses the sketchbook tours. Perhaps you should tell her about the new series you're filming.
I'm filming a new series with sketchbook artists who I know, talking about their use of sketchbooks and different things that they do, and showing a lot of their work. It's going to be really cool, and it'll be probably ready to start in a week or so.
Yeah.
Or 2.
Yeah.
So we're starting with that soon. That's going to be coming up, and I think I'm also going to be doing some flip through videos of my own sketchbooks. Just like take one sketchbook at a time and go through it and talk a bit about it. So that's another series that I have going, because now I don't have to do this podcast. I have so much time. So anyway, if you're interested in stuff from me, from Sketchbook School, Mondays is the podcast for a few more weeks, and then that will be replaced by one of these videos I just talked about. Tuesday.
Oh yeah, Tommy Kane has a new book. We should
tell people
to check
when
that
we
out.
Get one, we'll talk about it. We haven't gotten a copy.
I think it's on pre-order.
Okay, so my friend Tommy Kane has a new book about vegan art, or as they say, vegan art. Him and a bunch of other vegan artists. It's a leather-bound book.
Danny.
No, it's not. It's bound in
cruelty-free on every level.
It's bound in unrecycled plastic. And yes, so Tuesdays I send out Studio Notebook. Wednesday,
the day of rest.
It's not really. I think I do something on Wednesday. I can't remember what it is. Thursday, Draw With Me. Friday,
Danny's essays.
Saturday, heavy drinking. Sunday, recovering by the pool. Monday, back at it. It's hellish. My life is hell, people. Help me. Help me. No, I live the life of a happy man. I'm not sure who he is and when he's coming back to take it, but that's what I'm doing. Until next time, thanks for drawing with me.